Strip Battle 2025. They are here, but I will say it's funny because to me this is a good example of what the real estate market is right now. Like usually you guys have seen these rooms past, it's full, standing room only, right? It's because most people haven't started yet, and you guys being here is showing that you are committed to hitting your goals this year and getting better every day. So give yourselves a round of applause. And get it like today and just kind of mail it in like Max. No, Max is sick. But anyways, appreciate everybody being here. This is Strip Battle. We have a master class that Jeff Dragerbeck is going to be teaching after about strategy. Jeff doesn't like the dots open, so looking forward to that. I think everybody here knows all of us, so we don't have to introduce ourselves. But let's get it started. Brady, if you would go on the next slide. Whoa. I will say that this is way better because I didn't design it. This is really good. So battling today we have Amelia Smith, the Cobber, Tyler Cobb, Makita, who is not here yet. He did literally message me last night and asked about it. So I was thinking he's coming. And then Angela Monroe.
It would be way funnier if he asked about it and they purposely didn't.
But if we can't go, then I think Ryan was that the other one?
Justin, who was also the same.
Okay, well, we'll need a volunteer.
There we go.
Oh, that is safe.
I think we should be
I know, right? No, we won't do it. We want him to come back. But anyway, so those are the 4 people. What's next?
I don't know. I'm scared.
Who are panel or judges? Oh, it's not a panel, it's a master class, but that'll be Jeff. Who else? Who else? Things happen.
I'm terrified. I don't know what's gonna come next.
Yeah, person will have 2.5 minutes to give their best answer. You're going really fast.
Well, I was just gonna get them all up there for you.
Agent voting first will have 1 minute beforehand to prepare. Agent voting second must wait in the lobby. And agents not in that round will sit and observe. Only judges can vote. Judges will send a text to me. The judges are me, TK, and Brady. And then we are playing for another $500,000, potentially in the form of a $20 scratch out. Or $10 cash if you are scared. And if you're going for the $500,000. I mean, I think we're hit or miss. I think we're like 50-50 on if somebody wins or not on there.
What's the most someone's won? $80?
I actually have an old scratch wrap. That is a waiter in the car.
120?
I think right.
And then experience to apply to their business. And yeah, TK and I will be role playing with the person up here. The person up here, please use the microphone. And that's kind of annoying. They will not be able to hear you because when we're sitting there talking, like drown out the person up here. So please use the mic up here and let's get it going. All right, we'll start off with Amelia versus Marbles, and then Makita versus Takata. Makita's here. All right, get up here, Amelia and Angela.
You want to go first or second? Oh, out to the lobby. Out to the lobby.
You'll hear it with the
I know. Oh boy. You thought my voice was annoying.
That's crazy.
I don't know.
I wouldn't take that.
All right, let's see if this works. Oh my gosh, look at that. Whoa. Okay.
I missed the red and black.
Yeah, should we go back? Let's go back.
Let's go way back.
Dude, you can't
Can't
argue with the gold though.
Yeah, God, the goal's nice. This is yours. All right. It's really loud. This is one you get to do against CK, so have fun. You are reaching out to a prospective seller and the seller inquires about receiving a cash offer. Walk through what it looks like earning a listing appointment with the prospective seller.
Nope, so this person reaches out and they, let's say the inquiry is about receiving a cash offer for their home. Okay. Think of
So
it as
like a mailer was sent out maybe?
Sure, whatever the inquire, for this instance, it was an online lead. We're running cash offer campaigns. And they're like, oh yeah, I'd like to see what a cash offer looks like.
And that's it. So are you calling? Or
No,
is she
so like-
calling you?
I turn and I click the button. I would like to receive a cash offer.
I would say 12 is the goal.
That's it. And she lost.
See, look at this.
She actually got kicked off the team
Yeah,
just
go
now
ahead.
too. It's weird.
Sure.
Yeah, that's what I'm trying to. The cash offer.
I think the whole goal is to set the appointment, right?
Yeah.
That's always the goal.
Yeah.
And that's the only tip we're gonna give you. Let's go.
She still gets a minute.
I'll make it really easy for you. Anytime you get a seller on the phone, the goal is to set an appointment. It doesn't matter what it is. All right, you get
I'll give
TK.
you one hint. I'll give her one hint. You probably have some resources in your network within the Apex group and NSA that could get you a cash offer if you needed it. Correct. Yeah. Same concept though, but yes, continue.
Okay, ring.
Hello,
Is this TK?
this is.
Hi TK, I was just giving you a call because I noticed you inquired about, maybe getting a cash offer on your house.
Yeah, I was really curious to see what a cash offer would look like.
We work with a wide variety of different networks who can sometimes offer it. I will say it's not a guarantee, but we always like to work with sellers and kind of see, we don't even know what that price would look like just yet. I've never been in your house before.
Yeah, so right now we have some renters in there, so I'm really just kind of curious to see if it makes sense to, get a cash offer and cash that investment in.
Yeah.
See what my options are.
Have you been in the house recently and those renters in there? Do you know what the current state is of the home?
No, I've owned it for like 20 years.
You've owned it, but you haven't been in it.
Well, there's renters in there, so
Mhm.
I haven't. I'm out of the state now. I'm a snowbird, so
Okay,
just trying to see if it makes sense to sell that one.
yeah.
or to keep
Is
it.
there a certain number that you have that you're wanting to sell the house at?
No idea. That's why I was interested to see what a cash offer would look like.
Okay, yeah, so what I would say, your best bet here, what I could do is, maybe run some numbers or do what I call a competitive market analysis and kind of just see where we land on a number first. If we could, I'd get in there with the renters, or if I could get in there with the renters in there, just kind of look at the current state of the home too. You've owned it for 20 years, I'm sure there's some equity in there, but if you've had renters and you don't know what the current, what the house looks like currently, I couldn't say anything off the top of my head. But I could come out there, give a little bit of analysis, run some comps and kind of see what that's looking like. Is that something you'd be interested in?
Yeah, I'd love to see, whether it be a cash offer, just to see where you guys would come in that value wise.
Yeah, we could definitely come up with a number, and then from there, what I could do is we work with a wide variety of different people, a lot of different investors. And what I could do is once we get a number set, after I come out and, come up with a number, then we could post that out to different people that we work with and see if we can get a cash offer. But we'd have to get that number first.
Okay.
Would you be willing to let me come out there and
Yeah,
come up with a number?
Yep.
Awesome. How does 2:00 tomorrow sound?
Perfect.
Awesome.
I have to
let's do
connect
that.
with my renters first. So yes.
Nice job. Nice job. For not knowing what you're doing with that one, that was
That's pretty
great.
good.
That was very good.
Rock on.
Yeah. And your the mic worked perfectly the entire time.
Fairly.
Barely.
No, that was great. You did a really good job.
Love it. All right, Miss Marbles. This is your you get to interact with your team lead, TK. So you're reaching out to a prospective seller and the seller inquires about receiving a cash offer. Walk through what it looks like earning a listing appointment with the prospective seller. So do you want to tell her the scenario again? Like,
She should know.
it was a mailer, an inquiry came in.
It's an online lead. The inquiry comes in as they'd like to receive a cash offer on their home. You now have, yep, just came in. You claim the lead. Go ahead. Hello,
Hello, is this Mr. Seller?
this is.
Mr. Seller, we were connected by Facebook, and I noticed that you are looking for a cash offer in selling your home. Am I correct?
Yeah, I was really curious to see what a cash offer would look like. I've owned the home for 20 years. I have renters in there right now, and I want to see if it makes sense to sell my house.
Sure. Completely understand that. One thing we can do, is, we can look at, the options of a cash offer. And how we can do that is we can set up an appointment for you and I to get together face to face. I like, for us to get to know each other a little bit and to explain, what a cash offer looks like versus, possibly just listing your home on the market. Would that be an option for you?
Yeah, I'd love to see what all my options are. But I don't live in the state anymore. I'm a snowbird,
Okay,
but I would love to see what a cash offer would look like.
sure. That, we can arrange that. We can meet virtually. You don't have to be in the state. We can set up a virtual meeting. You and I can go through the different options of cash, placing it on the market, off market, opportunities there where we could get your property sold. So how about we set up an appointment for you and I to meet virtually, discuss your property so I can find out a little bit more information about your property, your square footage, look up everything there and we can discuss all of that. Would that be okay?
Yeah, sure. I have to give my renters 24-hour notice.
Okay.
So I guess what works for your schedule?
Sure. Let's look at our calendars here, I'd like to know, if you're available, during the day, morning or in the afternoon, and you would be available tomorrow or the next, or Wednesday.
I prefer mornings, and that totally works.
Okay, awesome. I'm ready, so I'm looking at this thing sucks.
Yeah, I know. I know.
I'm looking at my calendar here. How about 10 a.m. Tomorrow morning? Oh, no. 10 a.m. Wednesday morning. We have to give your renters a 24-hour notice here. So
Sounds great.
10 a.m. on Wednesday morning be okay?
Perfect.
Awesome.
All right.
Um, I think both of you guys did awesome. I think that for you not knowing how to talk to someone doing a cash offer, I think it's proof to everybody that it's not complicated, right? I think it's like just to set the appointment, listen to their needs and kind of chameleon, with their needs there and you'll be fine. If you try to force your agenda on it, like, we kept saying, I want cash offers, and Angela, a few times when you brought it up too, you were like, well, we talked about equipment on the market. It's just like, no, we're not interested in that right now. That's something you can bring up down the road, but listen to the request, get in the house, give them what they want, and then at that point pivot to, well, here's what you can get it listed as well, obviously, but I'll let you, I know this is your topic, so.
No, both were really good. So you gave them what they wanted. You set the appointment to give them a cash offer. So kudos to that. I was looking for a little bit more doctoring involved, telling them what you need to do to give them a cash offer. So I didn't hear like, okay, if you want a cash offer, here's what I need to do. I need to go see the situation of the home. I need to see the shape of the home. I need to do some research, and then I can get you a cash offer. And then we can survey. What Angela did is we can look at whether the cash offer makes the most sense, Or we can analyze what going to market will look like and see what makes more sense for your family. So I was looking for a little bit more doctoring there, but both of you set the appointment, you gave them what they wanted, and tried to get this correct.
Yeah, I liked the question you asked too, just like, kind of, what's in the property, and it's like, oh, I've been there 20 years. Like, it's like, well, I have to get in there before, you know, because I think a lot of people will go online and just request a cash offer through, I mean, you guys have seen all the advertisements, I think, by Open Door and stuff during like football games, like you can do it during the halftime or whatever. Take a picture and they send it. It's like, that works if you're in the home, if you're not in the house. Somebody's got to come there and see them, you know what I mean? So if they were living there, you could maybe say like, hey, do you want to just send me some photos really quick? Like be convenient, don't make it harder than what they can go do on their own. It's more than likely, I would guess, they're already requesting one from Open Door and Homestead Road and whoever else is up, Lindall, like you said. They're probably requesting it, right? Why wouldn't they? So make it easy for them, but then just be that, give them that personal touch that these other companies are gonna do. Anything on that? Okay, who out there has dealt with like a cash offer or anything like that? I was gonna ask you a question. Okay, go ahead.
Yeah, my question, so it seems like in a situation like this, it would be relatively easy to just set the appointment and get there. A concern I might have would be a bait and switch or them being surprised if you came in and you started talking about something other than a cash offer. So my question is, in this situation, would you guys advise asking the question like, are you looking to, is it more important you to net the most money or convenience? So
100%.
yeah, so you would ask that now, or you would wait until you had the appointment?
I would set the appointment and then I would ask that as a follow-up, hey, just a curiosity, Mr. and Mrs. Seller, like, obviously you've been investing in this property, is it, what's more to you, the convenience of selling with a cash offer or making the most money out of your investment? That way, when I go out there and see the condition of the property, I can make the best recommendation for you in your situation.
And there was a couple times, Angela, TK was trying to set the appointment and you were like, let me talk about it further, like, just set the appointment, just be done. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You're like, well, hold on, it's like, just,
Yeah.
because they just want, cash offers, they want quick, they just want information now. They may want a ballpark number on the phone, I mean, you can do whatever you want, but at the end of the day, you give them a number, but it's not confirmed, and nothing's happening until you get inside that house, and so that's what I would tell them, like, if you really want a number, I'll give you a ballpark right now. But I can't get you a cash offer until one of my investors sees the property, so when can I come see it? And just so you know, you guys all have investors in your network, you may not know them personally, but if you text TK or me, hey, I have somebody that needs a cash offer, who can I come with me? We can get you about 10 names. So like, just know there's people in our world that will go and buy that house that day.
Right, that's.
So don't feel like you don't have that person, don't feel like you have to go through this big program. You know, EXP has a couple different things and other brokerages probably have other things too, but like, we have people in our network that will just buy a house. So just, you guys all have the power to say, I have a cash investor that will buy your house today. 100%. But who else would handle this differently? Corey, I mean, you've dealt with this a few times. Any other strategies?
I think it's similar to what you just mentioned, just, you know, looking through their options are, a lot of people are like, hey, I want a cash offer, because they know it's as low as possible, but I think no one's saying, okay, I can get you a cash offer, but you're probably gonna be leaning 10 to 15% off it. You know, the more value worth, but a lot of people, you don't kind of understand their situation, if they need money now, but they're going through a lot of, you know, hardship or something like that, so I need a situation that is the best potential for them, so it's just really trying to connect and understand what their situation looks like, because if you are trying to get them the most amount of money, I'd say almost 99% of the time, the best option is probably keep it on the market, that's it, just that.
I recently lost a deal from a past client. I went to their house, it was like December, and they're like, oh, they're divorced. We got an open door offer. We just want to see what you would sell it for. And like, you know, I talked all about putting on the market, all that type of stuff. I should have definitely pivoted to, yeah, I also have some investors, let me get them out here. And maybe let me get them better off than open door, and they probably would have. Because after I saw the house, the condition was pretty bad, like it would have taken them months to get it ready, and they hated each other. So like, it wasn't ever gonna happen, and I was just dumb, not remembering that we had investors. So like, don't be like me, just like, if they request a cash offer, they're more than likely gonna go with that. I would bet, you know, 8 times out of 10, because they are Not, they're not the type of person that wants to go through the 2 month ordeal. So just always be prepared to be like, yeah, let me, somebody out here, I can call some investors and I'll get out there the next few days. You did your hand raising, sorry.
So I did have a couple, in, over the last few years where they got open door offers. And when I had prepped for a listing, and when I did my research, the number that Open Door was offering was, like, there was no way I was gonna be able to be competitive. And in both.
Was that their final offer, or is that because Open Door
Yeah.
gave you their number and then they need to go and take photos of everything,
they
they
do.
now have about another 10-15%, so they're buying
Yeah.
down probably about 75 to 8%.
Yeah, so both of them, I was familiar with that scenario where Open Door comes in and they tell you, oh, we're gonna give you this, but we need to do our inspections, and then they come back with the inspection, and actually we're taking 20 grand off or whatever. But in both circumstances, I stayed in touch with the clients, and even after Open Door was still offering more than I thought I could net them. And so I advised both of those people to sell to Open Door, which they did, and both of them Open Door listed and then dropped and dropped and dropped and dropped and sold for way less, and they probably lost money on those deals.
Yeah.
But so that's my question, do you have any comments about that? Like, what would you do in a scenario like that?
Always advise them what's best for the client.
Exactly what you did.
Okay.
And there was times during COVID where Zillow was doing the guaranteed offer stuff, and like, I would look at it and be like, this makes 0 sense. Like,
They should
They're-
have run into that.
it was so overpriced, and they're just like, yeah, take it. I mean, you never know what could happen on the open market, but that's 30,000 higher than what I was listed for. Yeah, and like, and then you saw, and that's why Zillow went out of business in that sector.
Yeah.
They closed that shit down really quick because they lost their assets, and it's like, there's companies that do dumb stuff sometimes, and you just let them take advantage of it.
Yeah, the agent making the offer was based on this.
Yeah,
Yeah.
they don't.
And it doesn't occur on both extremes too, you guys, because I just sold my place a week and a half, 2 weeks ago, and I did the same thing. I went door to door, I went to all the different options, and my lowest offer I got was 430. Highest offer I got was 455. And I sold it at the multiple offers on the product, so.
Yeah.
Margins are crazy different.
Yeah.
You can see it flip extreme where they're offering too much for properties or way too little.
Yeah. Crappy part is you're the buyer too. You will pay it. You're screwed.
The number of comments that. had-
You wanted to get more eyes. Anyone else have any cash offer questions, scenarios? Things that make them nervous? Anybody's gonna handle?
Most of them come with fees too on top of there.
Yeah.
It's typically higher than what. So they'll say, they'll advertise no commissions, like on those billboards, no commissions, but there's fees or they're, you know. Yeah, they're getting it one way or another, so just don't let somebody tell you that there's no fees or there's no commissions, it's like. Send me the proposal and I'll explain how it actually works. But all right, let's move on to the next one. Good job.
Jack, you're up, baby. Jack and the Cobber. The combined age of 12. Ooh, this is a good one for you, I think.
Crazy.
Have you heard this one yet?
I will.
Yeah, you will. Why should I work with you when other agents I've interviewed have more experience? So, you know what?
Is it like a conversation?
We're gonna be at a listing appointment. Cause this is where it's gonna come up, baby. They don't mind so much on the buy side. But on the listing side, they might have this question. So take a minute, let me know when you're ready, and we will go.
Can I give a scenario I have?
Sure.
I was just in business. Went over, so now I'm trying to have a listening appointment for an elderly couple. Their son was kind of needy for a chart. So he handed me a list of 20 questions that he's like, you're gonna answer these before we start. But it was based on experience and stuff like that.
Oh, yeah. It'll come up.
So it's just like we're having a conversation.
Yeah, like let's say we're like, we already sat down at the table. You're telling me about all the awesome things about, obvious real estate and whatever. And then I hit you with that, right? Be like, so, okay, you ready?
Yeah.
Hey, Tyler, like your name's awesome and everything. I love it. But I'm just curious, like, I'm pretty concerned, like, how old are you?
Non-disclosed.
You're 18. Okay, wow. Yeah, that's like, I'm double your age.
That's crazy.
When I was 18, I don't know, man, if I was be able to do this. So I'm just concerned, we're talking to a few other agents. They have a lot more experience than you. I like you, seem like a great guy, but like, you got to help me out. Like, my wife is not on board with this. And if you could just give me a few reasons as to why you think with, your age and your experience that you're going to be able to do this.
100%. That's a great concern you have. I completely understand that. I would think the same thing if I had some 18-year-old coming to try and sell my biggest investment of my life. So that is completely understandable. One thing I will tell you is because I am young, I have every single drive in the world to want to do the absolute best work for you because this is my career at stake and I'm a young guy and want to make it in this business. So I have time as my biggest asset here, honestly, to help you. Whereas I know you're talking to a few other agents, who probably have a lot more experience than I might do. But they have less time. And that's going to be my biggest asset here when helping you sell this home for top dollar. And not to mention, I'm on an incredible team, Obvious Real Estate. We have over 60 years of combined experience, and I have an awesome mentor, Brady Holland, who I can leverage this whole time throughout this whole process. If there is anything that I do not know, I will have an answer, and we'll make sure we get this property sold for the most amount.
I mean, I think that's a great answer, and a lot of that makes sense. I do like, that you would spend more time with us. And I don't know a ton about your company you mentioned, but like, that makes me feel better. Is there anything else that you think sets you apart from somebody that maybe has sold, 100 houses in the past?
Yeah, I mean,
If not, that's okay. I just thought I'd tee you up for something else.
no, I have an awesome team with a lot of experience behind me and,
Yeah.
and yeah.
I love it. Good job, buddy. That's how I handled it back in the day,
Back in the day, 10 years ago,
20 years ago,
even that long ago,
92 years ago.
1992.
No, I wasn't. I didn't have my license in the 90s.
You didn't?
No. I was in high
Oh, you
school
were?
until 2005, baby.
Man, you were out of high school before Cobb was born.
Huh? Did you? All right. This one, you maybe have heard this one, or if you haven't, you might.
You will.
But yeah, so why should I work with you when other agents I've interviewed have more experience? So we're sitting down at a listing because this is probably where you're going to hear it. And I told Cobber, I'm like, we're at the table, we're sitting down. You started your spiel, you're into the seller guide, and I kind of stop you because I see you and you're young, right? Which is okay. So let me know when you're ready and we can start going through it. You ready?
Yeah.
Okay. So, Jack, first off, you look like Benson Boone. Love it. I'm really into his music. But yeah, like, so far you've impressed me. Your communication's been awesome. So far, this presentation's great, but like, I just got to tell you, I got to stop you. We've met with a few other agents and they seem to have a lot more experience than you. And, I'm a little concerned. This is our largest investment, right? And I'm just not exactly sure if I can get my wife on board with working with somebody that hasn't sold a lot of houses and is maybe a little bit younger. So I like you, but you got to help me out. Like,
Yeah.
what can you tell me to help me convince her that we should maybe bet on you?
Yeah, 100%. Can I ask you this quick first?
Yeah.
What kind are you guys looking for?
I mean, we really want somebody that just is gonna do what they say they're gonna do, and somebody that's gonna, help us maximize the value here. I mean, it's all about that bottom dollar for us because we got some plans with that money.
Yeah, of course, for sure. And let me put it this way. So I work with a group of amazing agents that have been in the industry for over
60 years plus of experience.
Mhm.
And I have that to leverage if I need to through everything, but I'm also young, like you said, you know, I don't have as much business running, I don't have as many things going on. So I have that extra time to put into selling your guys' house and put the
Mhm.
extra videos out on social media or do the extra to
Mhm.
try to get your house sold. And I hear you maybe a little bit less experienced, and if I come into any issues and, you know, things like that, I don't really need to worry about not knowing it, because I have agents behind me that will help me figure out what I need to know for that.
Yeah.
Help you guys.
Yeah, no, I mean, I appreciate that. I definitely want more attention if I can, so that's great. You know, the other agents, they talked about some of the ways that they, you know, get top dollar. I mean, is there anything that you want to touch on really quick that
Yeah.
you think makes you different?
Of course. So I work at EXP, and with that, I have the opportunity to have a huge network of agents in Minnesota that I am in a Facebook group with, and I'm actually able to reach out to them and see if they have any prospective buyers before we can even throw it on the market to try to get that top dollar that you're looking for, and sell it before you hit the market.
I love it. All right, good job, buddy. Get your vote in.
I'll say both of you guys did perfect. That's exactly how I answered that question. So kudos to both of you for remembering that you have more time than me and TK, for sure. You can dominate us in the amount of attention you can give a seller, in the communication, everything. You can do an open house every freaking day. You can be the best agent ever, way better than we could ever be at this stage of our career, and that's a fact. So just remember that, like, if somebody talks about experience and all this other bullshit, I love that you were like, what you did differently than Jack, which I think is something important to catch on, is you brought up the fact that these other guys or gals are busier, right? Like you're not just saying I have time, you're also casting doubt that like I would honestly lean into it. I'd be like, how much experience did they say they have? Like, oh yeah, they sell like 1,000 houses a year. Like, oh, okay, well, I mean, I'm just asking, do you think that between that, their families, running a business, all this other stuff, that they're gonna have as much time for you as someone like myself? Because if you get the sellers to say it, they believe it. If you tell them, they may or may not understand it, right? So if you can ask thought-provoking questions, kind of like you were getting at, and they say it, they're gonna start to be like, okay, I get where he's coming from. And then you guys both did a good job, obviously pivoting to the team you're on. You guys are on the teams, like use that, that's why you're on the team. If you're not on the team, use your broker, because it's gonna sound better than just you by yourself. So I think you guys both did. Thoughts, instead.
No, I love that.
You probably hear them.
Yeah.
Projections.
I like that Jeff brought up the North Star Alliance and the Apex group, like utilize the groups we're a part of. I mean, that group sells more houses than what we're just doing the state. To have that in our back pocket is like super nice to have. So I love that Jack brought that up, and I think that's something that I always utilize when I got this introduction.
Yeah.
And time, we got a great team behind us.
Yeah.
If I don't know something, I'm gonna be the first guy to say I don't know it, and let them know that I got somebody I can probably get that answer. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Sure. We need to go a little deeper too, understanding what they mean by experience. Because we all know, we've heard those agents that are like, oh yeah, they're like 20 years in the business.
Sold 3 houses.
Who's still 3 houses a year, 20 years.
Part-time.
Yeah.
Just have.
So you can cause doubt in a ton of different ways, right? So when you dig a little bit deeper and really understand, like, okay, what about the experience are you looking for? Are you looking for skills and number of homes sold? Are you looking for how much you're making and then that's your salary? Help me understand what you're looking for, because then you can use that as the twist to, well, actually, our team sells 150 houses a year. I have access to people that are doing that type of numbers. And let me tell you, who business can be, right? Let me give you the option. Do you want to work with somebody who's going to take 2 hours to get back to you, or how busy do you think these people are doing 50 deals a year, right? So you can take it and use it as different angles to cause that doubt. which is what's going to ultimately give you the opportunity at the first.
Yeah, yeah, I think, bringing up your mentorship on your, more than likely, our team, they'll be there with you. Really, I'll think that, but, yeah, you guys did awesome. Who else has some things? I know Lauren, you just brought up what your question would have been. You said part-time, full-time.
Yeah.
Because someone with a lot of experience may not be full-time.
Yeah, and time is always what people are looking for, that doesn't sell somebody who's sold a house before and done business before. So going more in depth of asking questions like you said, get to know what they know, so you can drive that conversation. And tools, we have so many tools in place on this team in this brokerage to make their experience customized to their best experience that ever wants.
Yeah.
It's prettier.
Oh, go ahead. Okay. Also, again, like that causing doubt, make sure that you have questions in your pocket that they should ask other realtors if they decide that they're gonna interview other realtors. Because if you have those questions in your back pocket and they don't think about asking those other realtors, and then the other realtors can't answer them like we can, or like our team can, that'll be really helpful.
The best question to have them ask somebody, nobody ever knows, is, what are your statistics on how quickly you sell a house and what percent of original list price are you getting? They won't, no one knows, like, our teams are only able to track that, nobody knows. So just right away, you can be like, how many views you get on social media? Like, it's just, you can definitely poke holes in people's experience.
Absolutely.
Based off that, I was gonna lead into that, asking them what sells a house, is it pricing and strategy, or is it experience? Pricing and strategy, reverse that.
So I use that to go into, well, while I'm brand new or in my first year of real estate, I'm with a team with 60+ years experience or 10 like that, because we're all like, shit, very well, right?
Yeah.
We have a proven success method that's outperforming experience, right? Having a proven track record for stuff that works, while experience is great, the quantity of homes sold creates a process that is a proven method. So having that to be able to learn, like, I'm learning from people that have done this for a very long time, and I have them in my back pocket. But one thing, the last resort, you guys, bring one of your experienced team members with you to build this with you. You know, if they're like literally shooting down, like, okay, would it make it feel better if I brought somebody that's selling 50 houses in here to help me with it? You can say no to that.
Well, I think, I can't remember this last script battle, or there's, recently we were talking about how sometimes it's a good idea to send like almost like a questionnaire ahead of time. I don't know if you guys remember that, but like, I think if I'm a younger agent, I'm sending one ahead of time that definitely asks like, what's most important to you in a real estate agent? And you list out much stuff, and one of those should be experience, right? And if they check that box, then it's like, okay, I definitely want to bring an experienced agent with me, right? And maybe you do a little cold this, so that we don't lose it. But like, if you know ahead of time to be prepared for that, you can kind of, you know, assemble what you need to be successful. So I think those meeting questions are so important, especially early on.
Yeah.
And I would like, honestly, you guys, the last thing I'll say is if you are born 2006 and after, whatever. 2000, whatever the hell. I don't know, we just missed it, Jim.
What?
If you're 2006 and newer, I don't know how to say that.
So basically, you're in high school then.
Basically, yeah, like, but. And I do want you guys to really like understand, you guys are rare. Like for your generation, you guys are rare individuals. Most people that get in this industry, they fall into it because they failed a bunch of other shit. Like honestly, that's it. But that's okay. This is a fallback.
I feel twice.
I mean, sometimes people fail, failing forward. We fail forward, baby. And like, but you need to play into that a little bit, that you as a younger agent have chosen to do this when it'd be way easier to go to college, get drunk, fuck around, live at home. Yeah. You wanna do that?
Yeah, we should do that. You and me right now.
But like that, honestly, that says a lot about who you guys are, and I think you need to take them and explain that to the seller in a way that means something to you, like, hey, I understand that I'm right. But like, how many young agents do you see out there And they're probably like, "Oh, not man," you're like, doesn't that say something about who I am as a person? Doesn't that say something about I'm choosing to be successful, and I'm gonna make a difference in my life, just like I'm gonna make a difference in your life? And I ask you to just bet on it. And if you do, if you just connect with that, don't hide it, you're freaking young, love, like, hang it up, it's awesome. Lean into it, right? Because you will win more based on that you can work harder than anybody else. Way more than you'll win on, I sold 100 houses. Yeah. Nobody gives a shit. They'll be like, okay, cool, but how is my experience going? Right? Like, they don't care. There's a million agents they can choose from that have sold a bunch of houses, right? So just don't be nervous about that. Like, I'm envious of you guys that you have that you can say to me. Like, that's awesome. So use that as your superpower, talk about it on social media, like lean into it, and the right people will find you. So,
The last thing with that though is take this to heart as well, because you're not gonna stumble into success on that. You need to take time to practice to articulate that. Because if you notice, everybody that's been up here, the confidence level has been maybe at 6. If you're going to truly crush that, you gotta be at least at 9. So I would practice that in front of a mirror if you have to, or when you're driving in between appointments. Practice how you're saying it. Just like you're playing sports, review your performance, but can you change to make it better? That's gonna be how you scale faster than everybody else.
all right, let's move on. So,
Ryan, throw a quick thing in there for that.
Yeah.
I have kind of an uncommon realtor personality, like this group is chock full of like disc association, like it's high key, very aggressive, very self-confident people. And I just wanted to put a point on the stats that you mentioned, because for me as an agent, I found, especially when I was younger, that leaning on the stats was really helpful, because you're taking it out of that realm and just saying, this is my performance. And a lot of agents don't even put that stuff in there. So yeah, you just talk about net to selling or your list to selling price ratio, your average days on market. That is really going to impress people.
Yeah, like Jordan said, I think that's the question today. You said, what was it, what you said?
What's on the house, pricing strategy or experience?
Yeah, that's like right there, that ends the discussion, because everybody here has a successful either team or business that they run, that they can just be like, here's my proven results, like, don't worry about my age. But again, don't be afraid to lean into it.
Well, and I've used this in the past too, just bringing up the market that we're in today, like it is constantly changing. So like what I'm learning right now from all my experienced agents, it's new. So I'm learning right now, and like a lot of the market since I've been in it has been ready to add agent out. So we're all.
That's a great point. Almost every year the market changes, so it's like experience gets you somewhere. Yeah. I mean, there's a lot of experience I learned 10 years ago that I'm not using anymore because it doesn't work. All right, let's move on to the championship.
I wonder which one it's gonna be. Hey, can you stand in front of the TV this time instead of off to the side? Thank you. All right. We really want to wait until the spring market. I feel like we still have a few months to get ready for the market. Are you sure we should start getting our ducks in a row now? Seller. So let's just say, yeah, maybe we're on like a phone call. I inquired about the value of my home or something, and we just start having a discussion. Well, in this one, I mean, if we get to an appointment, great. But in this one, it's more like just trying to walk me through the process a little bit, explaining why I should start getting ready now versus, hey, call me back in 3 months. Does that make sense? All right, let's stop the share. So I'll just let you like take it from that moment. I hit you with, do I really need to get my ducks in a row right now? Like, I mean, the spring market's still a few months away.
Yeah, can I ask why you're wanting to wait until the spring market?
I've just been told it's like the best time to sell.
Yeah, no, as a seller, I would say the spring market is your best time to sell, but our spring market in Minnesota usually starts in like March. And it's January. So there's a lot of stuff that you have to do to prepare to get your home ready to sell. Are you interested in doing like off market at all, or are you just wanting to like sign a contract and put it on the market in 2 days.
Shouldn't you just like call me back in March then?
That's what I'm asking, like, do you think your house is ready to have people come through it?
Probably.
Yeah,
I don't know.
okay, well.
I've never sold a house before, so
Yeah, no, I get it. So what I usually like to do as a listing agent is, in most of the cases, I talk to my sellers like 6 months before they even go on the market, because there's a lot of process before you put your house on the market. Like, one, there's like this initial conversation that we're having. So kudos to you, because that's step one, is talking to an agent.
thank you.
Step two would be to have somebody come out there like myself to really, tell you what your house is gonna be worth, right? And that's usually a 2-step process. The first process for us is we're gonna come out and just see the current state of your home and what it's looking like. And then from there, once I kind of know like what your house is looking like, I'll go back, I can run numbers for you, get you some comps, come back and we can talk about what that number looks like.
What's a comp?
Competitive market, or excuse me, CMA is competitive market analysis. Your comps are gonna be other homes in the area that have sold.
Oh, comparables.
Comparables, yes. So houses like your neighbors, for example, if they sold down the street, we'll take.
Makes sense.
Like their size of the home that sold for and all.
Yep.
And then from there, so right now we're looking at, that's 3 days,
Mm-hmm.
right? And it's gonna take me time to go through those comparables and find them for you so you can get the right number.
Mm-hmm.
And then from there, we have to, go through your house. Is there anything that you don't want people to see? Like, or are you able to keep up with like the cleaning, do you have kids, Tyler?
There's a lot of stuff I don't want people to see.
That's.
Yeah.
I bet.
Yeah.
Probably a whole room.
Yeah, there's at least a one room.
All right, so.
You're doing
You
great.
never know how popular that. People are weird.
Could be a selling feature.
Around that. Yeah.
Anyways, continue.
I don't think that's a feature. Anyways, but
No, there's
okay,
a few things, yeah.
kids.
Yeah.
I'm sure your kids, they make a lot, like have a lot of stuff.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
So when you have people, coming through your house when it's officially in the market, like we have to be ahead of that and make sure we have places for those things. Or maybe you have just a lot of stuff in your home.
Mm.
Sometimes what I like to tell my seller clients is what I call pre-packing, because you're gonna sell, your stuff is gonna have to go in boxes anyways. Sometimes it's nice to get that ahead of time, so there's less stuff in your house, so it's more appealing to all buyers instead of just one.
That's like really overwhelming to me. Like I'm really nervous about the getting rid of stuff and what to keep and what to.
It's not about getting rid of it. Think about pre-packing.
But like making those decisions overwhelms me.
Okay, why is that?
Because just a lot of stuff, and I want to do it right.
Yeah, that's why you'll hire.
Do you have any resources for that?
So for us, we have a stager, we have movers. The other thing that we could do is if you did a bunch of people in your house, we could do an off-market opportunity.
Oh, okay.
There would just be EXP agents, or maybe not just EXP agents, but people who have buyers who want your house.
Mm-hmm.
There'd be less people in your home.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, it sounds like there's a lot of stuff to do. I guess more than I thought.
Yeah. So does that kind of clear up why I think you should start now rather than, waiting until March?
Yeah, it does.
So, that you were nervous about besides that room in your house?
Just the room. Yeah.
Well, we'll just put that as like no pictures and then a jump scare for those who walk through your home.
That would be perfect.
Sounds great.
Oh, it'll be a jump scare. Right?
That sounds like there's too much to do. I don't think I want to sell anymore.
Jack. Woo. We're on a phone call. I inquired about selling my house. You call me up and I hit you with this. We really want to wait until the spring market. I feel like we still have a few months to get ready for the market. Are you sure we should start getting our ducks in a row now? So you're just trying to maybe set an appointment, but at the same time, I think more importantly, explain to me why I should get going now when the spring market is months away, right? Ready when you are, sir.
Let's go with it.
It's good. As we've been discussing, I'm a little nervous about like getting ready now. It just seems kind of crazy. I just clicked a button on the website. I wasn't really wanting somebody to come up to my house right now because we're not going to sell until the spring.
Yeah, of course. You kind of know what it looks like to sell your home?
I've never sold a house before. So, I mean, I watch HGTV.
Yeah, okay. So yeah, that's something that I'd love to explain to you, and there's a lot that goes into it, especially with getting it ready. And
Okay.
if you're looking to sell in a couple months, it's probably best to start now, so you're not like rushing to get everything done all at once.
Well, I've heard the spring market's like, that's the best time to sell. And like, I mean, spring starts in what, like April, May or something. So I feel like we have a long time.
Yeah, I hear you, but do you, let me give you some explanation on what all goes into selling your house. But
Okay.
we're gonna have to get it ready to go on the market, which means any updates or anything that we want to do to the house to try to have it sell for more,
Mhm.
we need to have done before we put it on the market.
Mhm.
And so some of those renovations or some of those things that we're gonna have to do to get it ready for the market
Mhm.
are gonna take more than just a month or a couple months.
Mhm.
So getting that figured out now so we can plan for it and be ready for it so we can sell in spring instead of having to get pushed out. So now you're selling in summer and we're making less for your house.
Okay. So what else is there to do? Like,
Yeah, so we'll get it ready and then we'll have to plan out your timeline. We're gonna have to make sure we have something set for you to move into afterwards. Or do you have a plan for what you're doing afterwards?
I don't know.
Do you wanna buy another?
Yeah, we need to upgrade.
You're
Yeah.
upgrading?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, perfect. So that's another thing we'll have to look into is the buying process and getting everything ready that side. And then also, what are you gonna do with all your stuff in the meantime and figuring out if we're gonna get a storage unit and having the stager come out to see if you want to stage your house at all.
Yeah.
And that's gonna have to take some time too. So there's just a lot that goes into selling your house. And if we wait till kind of like a month before you want to go on the market, it's gonna get kind of stressful and a lot of things.
So how long does it take to do all this? I mean, does it take 3 months?
It depends. It really all depends. I'm gonna have to come out there. We're gonna have to just take a peek at your house, see what needs to be done, see what we could not do or we could do, and kind of give you the pros and cons to everything and let you decide what you think is best. But there could be a chance it could take 3 months to get your house ready for the market.
Okay. Anything else I should know? I'm looking at your profile photo online. Can you sign a Benson Boone poster for my daughter?
Anything for you as long as you let me come to your house.
All right, sounds good. Every time you make me get up, I'm gonna have to.
The winner of Okay, first off, before we get into anything. When I say spring market, what month do you think?
October.
Caleb, give me loud. Look. February. Guys, it's fucking crazy. That's the time we do this. It is not March. It is not May. It is not April. It is February. For the love of October.
It's October. Sorry.
Okay. You guys, most sellers associate the spring market with the springtime, right? Yeah. We say spring market, and we don't mean spring, right? Like a realtor, we say spring, but we don't mean spring. We say spring to connect with the people out there, but because we're not gonna say the winter time is straight, it just doesn't make any sense. No one wants to move in the winter, so it sounds set here for spring. Instead, you don't close until the spring a lot of times, right? But the sellers that make the most money get their house on the market like in the next month, February, March, every year, unless there's something crazy. So, for the love of God, please, I don't want to keep saying this to do every script out. Like, please stop thinking that the spring market is later in the year. I set you up for it. I said it because I'm like, I want you to correct me. I want you to take a second to educate me. Be like, hey, I know why you think that the spring market is kind of May. Actually, it's almost too late. We want to get on the market earlier. The market's actually heating up right now. I'm hearing about multiple offers everywhere because there's not enough sellers. There's a lot of buyers that have their New Year's resolutions. They want to get out of their apartments. They want to get into a house, and you need to beat everybody else. Would you rather be one of one or one of 10? You say that, then you're coming to their house. Done. Because they'll be like, oh, I didn't think about that. Now they may bring up, well, there's not my house to buy, all that shit, but get the listing, right? So please just remember, it's February. As soon as you guys can like articulate that to a seller, you're gonna get a lot more opportunities earlier in the year than waiting. Then you're gonna be doing comp in May on houses that sold back in April and March, and now you're gonna be overpriced in June, and it's gonna be a great time for you. So don't do that. Get them on the market earlier, or set their expectations like I think Jack did. Like, hey, if you wait till the summer, you're gonna get less for your house, which is usually true, right? So anyway, that's the first thing I want to say. Feedback on how they.
Yeah, I mean, you both explained the process immediately. You went into every detail and just overwhelmed.
So, and I was like, what are you trying to get here, Tyler?
Just giving you the floor.
But you made him doubt that like his house is ready today. Like there's a lot that goes into it, and I think that's it almost like scared him. Like, oh, I should start in October when spring market's open.
Yeah. That's when it starts.
With Bree's comment, like the biggest thing that's helped me is like saying that we do it the right way. We don't want to rush you. We want you to take the time. We don't want it to be started before you. So if we start now.
Yeah.
Sure.
I do like the Jack broke the buy side. That was very good. I think the difference was Amelia maybe just went a little more in depth and like walked me through like, so you said, I gotta come out, I gotta do this, I do that, but you didn't really explain what you're coming out for. First step is we want to understand what your house is worth so that we know what you can do on the buy side. So before we do anything else, the first puzzle piece is I have to understand what I can net you on the sale of your home. So let's start there. Right? Like you kind of just went to like the third step, which is okay. Like you would, I think you had more time, you would have explained it. That would be the big difference I saw was he was like started square one. Let me just explain. Here's the first thing, and we're already at 3 days, and he's like already at 3 days, and I gotta take a whole other week to prepare and do all this other stuff, and now we're into February, and you know, so just walk them through a little bit, especially if they're like doubling down. Well, I feel like I don't need to talk to you, like. And you also said, which I like, I usually work with people for like 6 months sometimes. I tell people a year, if I honestly do talk to people for a year sometimes before they should sell. Then it's like, my job is to get you in the best position to make it stress-free, as possible, make the most amount of money, and that doesn't happen if we get you rushed. You know?
Yeah, something I try to do when I'm advising, right, that's the goal, to get to the point where you're advising people. I don't feel like you guys have really enough information. Nobody really took the time to understand why or what they were trying to accomplish with their listing. Yes, spring market for money's sake, but do they care most about the money they're going to make from their home? But then what after that? You got that question out, but you didn't dive deeper. Well, if you're trying to net the most out of your listing, then successfully get into a buy, maybe there's a different time of the year that might be more advantageous. If you have to go compete against a bunch of people, is the extra $10,000 man you're listing going to make the most sense over 30 years? Maybe not. So you have to really understand what they're trying to accomplish to truly advise them to the best of what's going to make the most sense for them. Yeah. When you get to that point, now we're going to be discussing timelines and what they need to do. If you want to wait until the spring or whatever that case may be, then you can start to implement some of those steps that it would take to get ready for that listing. That's the 6 months or the year. It took me 6 months to get my house ready. I was full time, right? So I think in order to truly be an advocate for somebody and what's going to make the most sense, but then you have to have enough information.
Yeah. Anyone else? Thoughts, questions?
Just want to add to what you're saying, that like, it's good to clarify that spring market is when we see the highest prices, doesn't mean it's the best time to sell. Because especially if you're a buy sell, you're gonna be buying at the higher price too. And think there's more competition and stuff goes faster, so slower market could benefit, you could make a more purposeful decision. Making snap decisions. Yeah.
Yeah, if it's a good agent, you can sell high, but then get a slam and good deal. Now your difference just exploded.
Yeah. And you see that a lot when people like move up. Because there's obviously the percent home buyer rate is really competitive. The next level is like, it's competitive. But oftentimes they can maybe come out ahead if you do it right. Where they're like, I don't know, selling a first time home buyer house and buying a first time home buyer house for whatever reason they want to, because like the timing isn't really that. Let's go when it's supposed to be.
Well, and like, I think somebody asked this at one point, but like, what are you gonna do next? Are you buying? Like, okay, well, we have a really freaking good time to buy right now. Can you afford to buy now? And then take the time to transition out. Now we can truly take the 6 months or 3 months to navigate the sell side so that they don't have them adjacent to each other. Now you can take it as 2 separate transactions and blow each one out of the water for a client, and they're gonna really know how that.
Well, believe it or not, most people don't like think well, that's an option. Most people I ask are like, no, I can't qualify for 2 houses. But then they do. And it's just like, all right, let's talk through both scenarios, which one sounds better to you? And oftentimes they're like, I'd rather just buy myself first if you think this is my scenario. It's very important to get one very realistic worst case number, right? You don't want to set up for failure, but like, I have so many people that are like, I can't qualify for a second house. So let's just talk to the lender and let's just figure it out. And then they come back and they actually do. They may give you a bridge loan, access some of the money, but now you can have these conversations and they feel that you have covered every option. They're gonna use you forever and they're gonna for everybody to do. So like, take time to explain this. Anyone else? Jay, you got a lot of experience, anything you would kind of add?
Started like, I was born in 2006.
Yeah.
You know, like, a couple of times, they got in the way of you setting that appointment.
Yeah.
You know, the door was wide open.
Yeah.
And they were allowing me to get over there, and also don't open the door for, you need, I know you said it's not a negative, it's just a word change. And so you need someone like myself to be over there. Instead of leaving that door to open for more interviews, you say, I need to get over to your house and let you know exactly how to prep it, and I can bring my stager with me or my team lead over and we can take a look at your house. Put yourself first and then ever open a door to anybody else. You gotta close them that way.
And I gave you a little bit of pushback on the word comps. I said that on purpose because we just are we're so used to speaking realtor lingo all the time. Again, spring market, that can be misinterpreted. Comps, people don't know what the hell comps are a lot of times. So like, just as you're talking to the public, make sure you make it very understandable for them and slow down and just like take time to explain it, because we say a CMA, right? I'm guilty of it all the time. We don't know what a CMA is. Start changing from CMA to home evaluation, or home valuation, whatever you want to say. It's like, just remember those little things.
One thing is that feel, felt, found. You guys know that thing. I don't know how you feel. I think that when my clients have found me come in there earlier to get it set up, we found that makes a better deal. So the feel, felt, found is fantastic. You're thinking, oh, it's bull crap, but it's a fantastic thing. I understand exactly how you feel. My clients have found, what we found is this.
Yeah.
You know, both.
Yeah, we talk about that almost every script battle, so that's a very good reminder. Feel, felt, found is perfect. He's okay. Yeah. All right, let's pause to Jeffrey Drager. We'll take 5 minutes. And we'll go. Woo!